general, Japan is a very, very safe country, and there are no scams per se, not in the way that you find them here. Or let me add, there are no scams by Japanese people. So there are scams. Maybe the most famous one are maybe the guys walking around Roppongi Station, trying to offer you some free drinks in some bars, strip clubs. They try to lure you into some places, establishments that often have like a hidden menu, like they don't have the prices out open in the open for you to see. And once you have ordered a couple of drinks you want to pay, suddenly they bring out a very overpriced menu and tell you, oh, that's the price you have to pay, and they overcharge you by hundreds of dollars or euros. Then another just recently started scam is you will find, for example, especially around Odaiba, there's the artificial island in the middle of Tokyo Bay. You will find, especially Filipino girls, or at least I was told as Filipino girls, you will find them walking around with books, and they'll approach you and ask you to sign their books because they pretend to be from some kind of charity organization. And as soon as you signed to be pro their cause or whatever, they'll turn over to another page where it says like everybody who signs has to pay X amount. So please be aware, they have no good intentions. Normally, Japanese people will not approach you on the street. Then there's another very old scam. Especially in the past, it was very common. I haven't seen it these days so much, but when I was here before the big earthquake in 2011, they were trying to scam you into donating to some causes for some apparently big earthquakes that happened somewhere. But if you research a little bit, none of these earthquakes ever happened, and all the regions that were telling you needed help were just fine. So they tried to approach foreigners, approach tourists to give some donations to a fake cause. So those are the main scams I would know in Japan. There's another thing where you think it's a scam. It's when I was when late at night in Shinjuku or Shibuya or Roppongi, some girls approach you and offer you a massage. That's not a scam. They'll offer you a massage, and they're actually offering you a massage and a little bit of more services that you can add, probably. I don't know. Well, let's come to Thailand. I would say scams are a little bit more prominent here. You get warned immediately as soon as you research a little bit about traveling in Thailand and tourism in Thailand that you have to be aware. Generally speaking, it's also a very safe country, so no bodily harm will come to you. Nobody will steal from you. Nobody will rob you. At least not. That's not one of the very common things. The scams here are more about like overcharging you just because you're a foreigner and just because you have no idea what you're doing and what the normal prices are. So I would say the most prominent and most common scam here is when you use a taxi. So here every taxi usually has a taximeter, but oftentimes when they approach you as a tourist to go with them in the taxi, they will not turn on the taximeter and either state a price that is way above what you would normally pay, or they don't turn on the taximeter at all, just start driving, and then at the end they'll tell you the price that is way above what you would usually pay. So please be aware. If you can get in a taxi, tell them to turn on the taximeter, and if they don't want to turn on the taximeter, just get out of the taxi again, take another taxi. Especially in Bangkok and tourist areas, there's tons of taxis. Then as we're here now, the area of Koh Samui is also very common. There are lots of ferry services, and it's very common. You can go directly to the official agents of those ferries and travel services, but there's a lot of people that will approach you directly at the airport or at tourist destinations and ask you if you want to go They have one menu for Thai people and the locals, and they have one menu oftentimes in English or other languages that is specifically for tourists. So it's not only that they want to offer you more tourist-friendly things, but they also want to overcharge you often by 2 times or 3 times. So please be aware. You can often ask in the hotels. You can try to ask like neutral people where they go to eat, and if they don't have like any prices openly displayed, please be always a little bit wary if this is really a restaurant that will also be frequented by the locals, or that a restaurant that might potentially scam you. Again, I would like to say Thailand is a very, very safe place. Probably nothing bad will happen to you, but you have to be aware of those things. I also read about some things when you take tuk-tuks or something like that, and they offer you free rides, or taxis when they offer you free rides around the city, something like that. It's one of those things where they drive you to shops where you then have to stay there for a certain time, listen to their sales pitch, and they push you hard to buy some of those things, or they will leave you in a part of the town where you don't know where you are, you don't know how to get back. So please be aware, there's nothing free here, and if people here approach you directly and very aggressively, they often have like some kind of motive that's not always in your best interest. So I'll leave you with those tips. I think there's nothing more to add. If I discover more scams, if I run across some, I'll tell you in some of my future videos. But so far, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna enjoy this island over there soon, and I'll come with a new video from Koh Samui. Thank you.